My top advice, read everything and take your time. Welcome back to WizardPhD, it's Professor Lynette, and today I am going to show you what I've done so far in my progress and talk about these little descriptions that appear on each node that we train up for our SOS skills. SOS training went live yesterday. We got a lot of books, lots of us went on a spending spree, so if you go into your suitcase, you have a training tab that has SOS training on the left-hand tab and the combat on the right. So the combat is where your professions are. I don't know why I have this bug where it keeps telling me that I'm a lower appraisal on professor than I should be. I should be 67,580, but it keeps taking me down to 37. I don't know when that's going to be fixed. But the SOS training, we have now new, they call them volumes, Calamity Essentials 1, 2, and 3. Now, they came out with a whole field guide for this that I will link down below. It's a lot of text, a lot of information, and some images, so I'm going to make another video that talks through some of these general nodes that we can look at and approach, although just in general, it's based on your gameplay, what you really want to power up and customize. So today, I'm just going to walk through some of mine, and I'm excited because, like I said at the beginning, the best advice that I can give is to read everything before you spend books. And the reason for that is that some of these nodes are very specific. So you can notice some of the images have a potion next to it. So this looks like an extimulo potion. So this will only affect extimulo potion, or even the Barufios, like you can see a little Barufios icon. But then there's also some of them that you think, oh, this could be a general global type buff, but so I'm going to click this little the in where you take off the little lid and you get some spell energy. These are specific to the in, so be very careful, read through, because personally for me, I believe our inns that we usually go to are cafes. Orange Wizard has a nice infographic that has the imagery of what the inn visually looks like and what that corresponding location is. So this one is a restaurant energy boost. So the boost only applies to inns that are restaurant locations. So you can look at Orange Wizard's infographic. I will also link that so that you can carefully look at that later to make your determinations if things are worth it. And we also have some that are, so the gift ones, this is an in rare XP gift booster. So you have to look at some of these descriptors to see what the actual boost is to what's happening. You can't just rely on the visual. There are some, specifically the treasure trunks. We all want some new rewards, boosted rewards from the treasure trunk, but you have to look specifically. So this one is specifically mysterious artifact from that family, treasure trunks, to get a chance to reward with a spell book. So I would highly recommend becoming a little generally familiar with everything that's on here. And I know there's like so many nodes. It's very overwhelming, but it's okay. This is year 2 of content, so let's take our time and make those decisions. And we're gonna be getting books along the way this year, so even if you train something up and you didn't mean to, it's okay. We'll all get there together. So let's start and look at some of these descriptions because some of them caught my eye. Now, we're starting at your level 4. That's for the Calamity Essentials 1. And so each leveling up, you automatically get something. But there's little descriptions if you click on each of these. So this one says you study the ministry's current returned foundable manifest, looking for patterns in trace type, location, information, and details on the types of spell variation used to overcome specific confoundable obstacles. Now, okay, so I personally would have loved to have like a cutscene or something that every time I leveled up or got a new node that would be like, hey, put me in this situation. You'll see some of these are quite interesting as well. But we just have the description and it's fun. I really enjoy how, even though there might be some typos or errors in some of the text dialogue, that there is this immersiveness that they're trying to provide for us as you are an SOS task force member. So let's have all of these details play out. We'll bring in some characters in our descriptions. We'll make these situations that make sense, and this is all part of the leveling up. And so you can see that each of these has something specific on here. So this one for level 5, you work with a ministry team studying eccentric twins, Helixa and Cinna Hyslop. So there's like all these specific things that I really enjoy, but there are some of these little descriptions that are quite like, wait a second, is this a clue? Or is this just like decorative, you know? Oh, actually, so for example, the confoundable confounding one aspect of the calamity confuses everyone in the SOS. Why do confoundables depart? You review some of Grimm's arcane notes and theorize that perhaps the confoundables exist as a test. So like, I would love to like actually have a pop-up or something and actually review Grimm's arcane notes, but I know that's a lot of content to ask from all of these notes. That's a lot of content. So I'll take what I can get. I'll take the description. But there's some spicy ones. I think, is it this one? Oh my god, okay, so under level 14, right? I'm in level 14. What does level 14 say? Oh, bad news comes from Appleby Village. Mason Tremblay, an old man and suspected former Death Eater, has gone mad. Oh, attacking local muggles in the community. You intervene, but not before Tremblay could do a lot of irreparable damage. Oh, right below that one on level 14. So if you are at level 14, you are able to train this up. It is, did you somehow interview him? Gareth Greengrass shares his latest research over tea. He has documented over 700 instances where spells were cast in anger and all were more powerful than the caster imagined possible. Grim Folly's Calamity was listed as example 628. Odd. It's all it says, odd. I mean, I guess this is revealing what Gareth does, like what his job is. I guess he is researching instances where spells were cast in anger. We have Grimm's Calamity as cast number 628, which means from the time that Grimm cast this Calamity spell, supposedly, and then we have like 72 more spells later, Gareth is still doing this research. Dude, publish your results. What are you finding? And also, why are you studying this? Who gave you that task? I don't know. I've been really enjoying reading some of these. So level 20, Being a Foundable. On Being a Foundable, the Ministry hosts a panel of luminaries. We have Harry, McGonagall, Ginny, who've all had pieces of their lives turned into foundables by the Calamity. They speak about their experiences openly. It's an enlightening, emotional evening that increases your chances of successfully returning. So like some of the endings make more sense than others. This is just kind of like, oh, I guess I learned something from listening to them. But below it, I also powered up Whites of Their Eyes because I was trying to get to something below it. So you work with Sage Bragnum on a plan to try to turn faux glass dark detectors into calamity predictors. It doesn't end up working, but I think this is really cute because, again, it's the immersiveness. Like, you're actually actively working with other witches and wizards to try to contain the calamity. Yeah, it's 1 year later. It seems like we are making no progress, but this is evidence that, you know, we have been doing stuff behind the scenes, even though we don't get cutscenes for it, but it is cute and I like looking at it. Now, this sort of descriptor is not new. If you go to your combat training, which is now whatever profession lessons you have trained. I am a mastered professor, so I have all the professor nodes. I don't have any other nodes, so I can only talk about professors, but these also have descriptions as well. So some of them are more, you know, interesting than others, just like with the SOS training. But you can see that this was not a new idea. There are descriptors in here. So here, Professor Flitwick imparts to you the importance of specificity in your spellcasting and footwork. So it's supposed to like tie into what you're doing. When you're training, you're actually doing something, and we have these little blurbs. So I find it fun to look at that, and also I mean, look at all these nodes. We have all of these possible descriptors that will give us more little tidbits. If you don't have enough from the brilliant event crumbs, here's some more crumbs to put together. So I am actually collecting all of these. You know how I am. I need to look at the story. I need to see if things make sense. So I have on the Underground Discord server. So I will put a link in the description if you are not part of the Underground. We have a new channel. I created a channel called Training Blurbs, and it's under this category called Clues, and this is where all of the other dialogue bits are as well. So I have lots of things to try to collect, and this is gonna probably take some time because it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, but I'm trying to collect on this Google Doc. I have it organized. The table of contents is at the top, and then we have our training nodes first, and then I have the profession nodes, which I haven't even touched yet because there's so much to insert for the training nodes. And I have it organized in sort of like, I'm trying to map it out so that there's enough and we don't miss anything, and again, it's a lot. And I've been cropping so you can just see the description. But there's also like a tag section, so if you wanted to search for everything that mentions Grim Folly, for example, I would just find Grim, and whatever I tagged as Grim, I would be able to see that, and that's just a way to help it be a little bit more searchable rather than just a documentation of everything. But that's kind of the goal, is so that we have a documentation of things. And you'll be able to see the descriptors when you unlock or train up a skill, and then the adjacent ones that you're able to also view as well. So that's something that I'm working on. If you would like to help contribute, be sure to join the Underground, and that's a space for all of us to theorize, to get excited about the game, ask questions. I enjoy all the goofiness. We have custom emojis and chaos every day. So if you want to be part of the Underground, be sure to follow the link in the description to see the Discord. If you're not part of Discord, I'll also include the link to view the Google Doc if you just want to see what it looks like and what it's about. But I will be making more videos about the SOS training that go in more depth. I just wanted to share this little geekiness of like, hey, maybe we should look at these descriptions and see if there's any clues in here, because that's what I'm all about, at least, trying to figure out these mysteries. And I don't know, maybe one day we will understand what actually happened with the Calamity. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your SOS training. Let me know how it's going for you, and until next time, Juan's ready.